there, Leah from Lekela Music here, and today I want to show you a quick tip to help you learn scales faster, even if you find them really confusing. I promise if you do this, you'll learn them twice as fast and much more securely. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and let's get started. So this is a little trick that actually comes from sports psychology. I can't remember the details of the particular experiment that was done, and I can't remember who first applied it to practicing music. So hopefully I'm not treading on any toes here, but the experiment involved two groups of people practicing two different basketball shots. So one group practiced each shot repeatedly, so like shot A 20 times in a row and then shot B 20 times in a row, and the other group had to alternate shots 20 times, you know, shot A, shot B, shot A, shot B, until they had done 20 of each. I think they had them practice like that for a few days, and then they sent them away for like 3 months or something without any practice at all. And then when they brought them back, they tested them to see how well they could still do the different shots, and it turns out that the group who alternated the shots did much better and could still do them accurately, much more so than the first group who had actually mostly forgotten the shots. So I'm going to explain why that was the case in a minute, because I want you to understand how it works in relation to scales. But you can apply this to anything. So if you're studying French verbs, you can take like the conjugation of two verbs and alternate them, or if you have to memorize some quotes for an English literature exam, you can try saying one from memory and then the other. So for scales, let me show you how you might use it. Okay, so let's say you're working on a couple of scales and you're finding some of them tricky. Let's take D harmonic minor and A major. Okay, let's just say those are two that you're working on and you're having a little bit of trouble remembering the patterns in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play one, and I'm just going to do 2 octaves, and then I'm going to do the other. So now I'm going to A major. And now I'm going back to D minor. And back to A major again. So if I continue doing that back and forth, maybe 3 or 4 times during a practice, then by the end I should be starting to get a really good sense of the shape of them. And after a week of practicing like this, they should be starting to get really quite secure. So the reason this works is that when you decide you're going to start on your D harmonic minor, what happens is your brain has to go and find that information to work on figuring out what's the pattern. I've got those 2 black notes there. And if you just repeat that 4 or 5 times, then your brain doesn't need to go find that information again. It's gone and found it once, and you're just repeating. But if you play that D minor once and then off you go, now you have to find the information for A major, and you've got your C sharp there, and you've got 2 black notes in a row there, then your brain has to let go of the D minor information and has to go and find the A major information, and that's where the learning is happening, because you're bouncing back and forth between different scale patterns. Your brain has to go and find the information fresh each time. Okay, so, and it's in the search for the information that the learning happens and the memory of it is strengthened. So that's why wherever possible you should alternate. If you're trying to memorize music, this should also work. Just take sections from 2 different pieces. Taking them from the same piece, there might not be enough contrast to really help your memory. It just becomes ordinary practice then. But if you're learning 2 different pieces and they contrast, then take 2 sections, a section from each, and if you're trying to memorize them, go back and forth between them, and that should strengthen your understanding of them pretty quickly. So that's it. As usual, I'd love to hear from you how you got on with this, or how you think you might apply it. So do let me know in the comments. In the meantime, I'll see you soon, and happy practicing.